Welcome back to Road America, ladies and gentlemen. Rob Howden alongside Elliot Forbes Robinson with John Bisignano down on pit lane. This is E-Production getting set to go. Elliot and I had a chance to talk a little bit about this car. Yeah, it is production-based, but I'm telling you, these cars are race cars that have been raced for a while, and they have taken care of these cars. Everything's pulled out, full race car interior. They get the things ready to go, slick tires. And it's like I talked to many of the drivers in the production ranks. They do a lot of work on these cars to continue to update them, to put in high-performance pieces. Just absolutely beautiful race cars and people that are really passionate about production racing. You're going to see Mazda Miatas. We got RX-7s. We got the Preludes. We got Nissans. We got a Caterham in there as well. Up front, we got a bunch of Miatas, as we said. I think it's raining. I think it's not raining. What do you think, Elliot? Is it raining right now?
Lord knows, because I don't. It's interesting, and I don't know what these guys are going to do because, it's going to be some serious wet out there. They've all got to be on slicks. I can't believe anybody actually went to rain tires. There may be somebody who did, and maybe, we saw in the last race somebody take a chance on it. Maybe somebody's taking a chance on this one, and it is really a roll of the dice whether you get it or not. Right now, I'd say that if you wanted to be competitive, you'd have to be on slicks. And if everybody else is on them, you're going to go with them.
Here comes our field down here into turn number 3. You can see a little fluttering out there in the car from the outside of the front row. That is Jesse Prather. He has got the flag of Texas out there as a, obviously, monument and dedication to Tom Thrash.
A tribute to Thrash, because to lose one of your competitors is really, really a bad thing. You want to race against everybody, and you want to get them, especially when you get a driver that good that you want to go out and race with, and you enjoy racing with.
So our drivers working their way now down over to turn number 5, and they will perform the missing man formation. John Brackey on pole, Jesse Prather in second, Greg Ira in third, Wayne Graham in fourth. There will be the missing man there, of course, for Tom Thrash, who, as I said before, at the top of the broadcast here for E-Production, we lost it in a racing incident this year at the June Sprints, and obviously horrible news for everybody in the production community and everybody in the SCCA community as well. The entire SCCA family mourning the loss of Tom Thrash, who we would have expected to stand in center stage here this weekend. Always a great driver in that the E-Production category, your reigning champion as well. And as they work their way through here right now, they'll back off to that missing man. And again, that's the kind of tribute you could do in racing here, EFR. We obviously know the dangers of racing. We all get behind the wheel because of the thrills, because of the camaraderie, and because of what it's like to feel to drive a race car, and you never know what's going to happen. And of course, to lose a driver like Tom Thrash, these drivers are going to get back on the throttle and drop the hammer. They've done what they've said to do, and now they go back to work exactly like Tom would have wanted it.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. That's a great tribute. It's great that the guys have that much respect for you. I would hope that any one of these guys would hope that they would have the respect for them if something happened.
Exactly right. So it looks a little bit wet back over there. I'm trying to look out front of our broadcast booth here. I don't think it's raining here on start finish right now, but man, it looks like they're throwing a bit of water up at the back part of the racetrack here right now, doesn't it?
Yeah, but the slicks aren't going to throw up a real lot of water. In actual fact, the rain tires would, but the slicks don't throw up a lot of water. But I can tell you this: I would rather be in an open car right now than one of those closed cars, because as the temperature changes and goes down and the heat inside the car, the chances are you're going to have fogging during this race, and it's pretty nasty for that. And at least in the visor, you can either open it up and get some air, you can close it, you can wipe it off, whatever you want. Where, how many times have you seen it where somebody's trying to? I wouldn't be surprised if in one of these cars isn't a stick with the rag on the end of it.
I hear what you're saying. Yep.
So that when it starts fogging up, at least you can do something to see where you're going.
Yep. So our drivers working their way through. You see one of the drivers there with the ability to have the windshield wipers flying. That's going to help out a little bit here. You can see there is a little bit damp down the far part of the racetrack. As I said, up here at start finish, not looking too bad here right now. Just as I was finishing giving you the 37 car grid, the rain was falling here.
But I think you're right. I think even the slicks are throwing up a little bit of spray behind them. And I think that more than anything else, that the guys with the windshield are going to get a lot of spray up on there, and hopefully they put something on it that the water is going to sheet and fly off of it, and they can see out of the car. Vision is going to be a big thing right now. No one has had to work on it this weekend, but when you get this temperature change, it changes. And I'm wondering if these guys that are going out last here are going out last because they put rain tires.
We got a couple guys on reins. Michael Heitzman in the number 01, and as well as the number 64 of Austin Snader, have put rain tires on these cars right now. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with these drivers. We definitely have some water on the racetrack right now. There'll be 2 cars that will be released from the pit after the start. So this could be very interesting for us to watch. A 13-lap race. Rain, if it does come. We got a couple drivers on wet, and it does look like it's raining here right now at start-finish too. So keep your eye on these 2 drivers that made a move here. Like I said, the 01 of Heitzman and the 64 of Austin Snader are all going to start on pit lane. You're going to see them here when we get our turn 1 shot.
Okay,
as they are sitting right on pit lane getting set to go. Here we go. We have green, green, green racing. There's your 2 cars who have gone to wets already.
And a lot of water being thrown up by these cars. They're going to have to be careful. And you know, I don't know how much these guys have got to practice, but the rain line. Oh,
first spinner right there.
Pole sitter is already around.
That was Brackey possibly spinning for the pole position. He's over on the rumbles now, trying to get the thing refired. That's all it took. A little too much into turn number 1. Here is the number 9, I believe, of Wayne Graham in the Mazda RX-7. Now your leader. The 09 as well on groove tires, we're saying.
Well, these guys are running down the back, and you can see the kind of spray we have, and knowing that these guys do not have treaded tires, I would say we're going to see the folks with the treaded tires coming through this pack. It looks like Prather is actually gone for the lead.
I believe so. I believe Jesse Prather in the lead. John Brackey, as we said, spun out there in the opening lap in the corner, got around. Let's see where he's able to come back to. But we've also got a tip here from John Bisignano, the number 9 machine of Wayne Graham, who's in the 2nd spot here right now, even with the windshield washers. He does actually have a groove tire on that car.
You know, that may be the way to be out there. You know, if you have a groove's like intermediate right now. Intermediate would be the way to go, because if you have an intermediate, you're not in any puddles right now. What you want is a tire that's going to work pretty well, and then have it so it will just get through the little bit of water that's on the track. But without standing water, a rain tire wouldn't be the best tire at this particular time.
I'll tell you, these guys had a pretty good week with getting weather in their qualifying runs. Definitely a different way to drive the main event here at the National Championship Runoffs, as they're going to be slipping and sliding and managing grip as opposed to managing even their driving lines.
Yeah, and Prather's going very well. If he has the slicks on.
You know what? We're looking for Prather right now. We may have lost Prather here. Coming around here, that is Graham, your leader.
The other way? Nope, he's not out in front. So
we're not seeing Prather.
Gone somewhere.
Let's see further back if he's in one of these drivers coming back here. I don't think so. That could be Prather possibly. No, that's not even him right there. I think Prather's out of the race somewhere.
Boy, he looked like he was pulling out a lead, but he must have gone off somewhere. So now that tire change there is looking like a really good decision at this particular time.
It is a wet racetrack down there in the Cattle Bottoms. There's no doubt about it. Look at all the spray being shot up here.
I think they're getting more rain down there than we're getting up at start finish.
I think you're
line.
probably.
That's a lot. It's starting to look like rain tires would be the answer right now. So we got to look to see if the car 64 said be coming by and see if he can.
Well, this is it. We need to find out what happens once we get across here. Look at the rain. There is raining hard down there right now. We've got a couple drivers that have made that move, though. We got to stay dry here because we have a couple or stay green because we have a couple drivers that have made that great move to the wet weather tires. And of course, here's your leader right now on the intermediates, the grooved intermediates, the number 9 of Wayne Graham. What a great call for his team. They must have been on the radar somewhere, realizing that we were going to get some wet weather here, as he leads by a good margin, 2.89 seconds. All right, so the drivers we're looking for right now, remember the 64 of Heitzman and the 24 of, and the 64 of Shader rather, and the 01 of Heitzman. Sounds like Jesse Prather off in turn number 8. So Prather went off at 8. Here comes the number 99 in the pit lane as well. David Lemon, we'll see if he decides to go to wets.
Well, I'll tell you what, the 5 car is going really well. Downey is hanging right in there for being on slicks with the other guy on intermediates.
I'll tell you, the guys to watch out for are the guys that went to the reins. Michael Heitzman in the 0-1, already up to 9th position here. From starting from dead last up to 9th on the opening lap as he's been able to work his way forward here.
Yeah, I think that that is going to be the trick right now is if you got the rain tires, even starting from the back, you're going to be just driving through these folks very fast because you're going to have the confidence and the grip to be able to do this. This is not a pleasant thing to do right now, running around in this rain, slicks.
That was Greg Ira in the number 2 there. Here comes your leader, Lemon. There's Aaron Downey in the number 5, the Datsun. And then we've got Greg Ira. Actually, Greg Ira in the Datsun as well coming through here. That's the number 5 of Downey.
Yeah, the Downey in that Mazda is doing a heck of a job for being on slicks and staying with the leader. Yeah, he's hanging in there. And, you know, you're going to see all sorts of lines here because guys are right now searching to find out where the grip is because it's going to be hard to find. I'm actually surprised they're running that far in the carousel. I've always found that it's almost to the outside edge where the grip is in the rain. Yeah, the front car is actually doing that. So, you know, having that that grip on the outside, but you got to look for these places to find out where the grip is going to be rather than just driving around and hoping that a grip is on the line.
For those of you at home, we'll give you the full update. As you can probably see here, it is raining everywhere on the racetrack right now. We have a pretty steady rain here at start-finish as well. Not the ending we were hoping for here this weekend at the National Championship Runoffs. We've been pretty good on weather right up to here, but rain coming for our race for E-Production. And right now your leader is Wayne Graham on the number 9 RX-7, holding back the number 5 of Aaron Downey. Downey driving the Mazda RX-3. Looking good here in second spot, but again, we're watching Michael Heitzman, as we said, who's gone to full wets, I believe, in the number 01 machine.
Well, we're going to find out shortly if that's really working for him because we're coming around the last turn right now. Graham doing a good job of staying on the road, but I am surprised that Downey's being able to stay so well with him when he's on slicks. But as they come across up under the flag, very shortly now we'll kind of find out how the guys on the rain tires are coming up through this pack. There go our leaders.
I wonder if Downey's even on an intermediate as well, EFR. He turned a 3:11.99 there. Okay, looking for Heitzman here right now in the number 01. Remember, he started at the very tail of the field. We'd have to see him fairly soon if he's going to have a shot at even the podium right now because he's quite a ways back here. Robert Coffey was in 8th, Heitzman was 9th, and Sam Moore in 10th. I believe they're all in this next gaggle of cars here.
Yeah, I mean, they are way back. We've been sitting here quite a while waiting for these guys to come by and haven't seen nothing yet. But the guys out on the track...
There's the 64 of Austin Snader, and there's the 01 of Heitzman. Those are the two drivers. Just went by us here right now. Look at all these cars coming into pit lane. The 07 of Robert Coffey to pit lane, the number 34 as well.
Trouble is, it's going to take so long to change tires when you're not ready for this kind of deal, getting the car up. To stay on the lead lap is very, very difficult here. A lot of cars pulling in the pits, don't want to be out there on slicks. But our two leaders, I am just so surprised that Mazda 3 is going so well with, unless he has, like you say, a cut tire too. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, you got to believe that both of these front runners are on intermediates right now. They're turning such good times. Because even if you look at the drivers who have the wets on, both drivers, a 3:21 for Snader, a 3:36 for Heitzman. Those are the drivers who started on wet weather tires. They're still 10 seconds behind Graham and Downey, who are really rolling. Look at Downey working that outside groove right now.
Yeah, he's, you know, there's kind of different philosophies with these two guys. Graham is braking offline so that he can get better braking and hoping that's working. Now he's going way to the outside in the corner here, but it doesn't seem to have any advantage. That little Mazda 3 seems to be working wherever he drives, and he's not taking what I would call a rain line. He's still going fast. It doesn't matter. He's going great.
Now, it'll be interesting to see what happens with Snader and Heitzman here. We saw them right in with that big group of Coffey and Bunt and Prather and Meredith Hopp. All of them were in there, and they're all on dry tires. So I just got to think they got caught up, even though they turned 321s, 326s. I think they might have just been caught up. So we may see these guys now open up. They got a lot of open racetrack in front of them, as we saw. They may be able to put down some really good times here.
Yeah, well, hopefully they can get a clear lap. You can see how Graham is going to the side there, trying to get some braking done. And we've got somebody that's actually not too far behind them.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's Greg Ira right there in the number 2. Let's have a look. That's not Ira. That's another one of the open cockpit cars. We'll have to figure out who that is coming through here.
Yeah, I didn't see a number as he went through.
So here's your leader coming up here right now, the number 9, working his way up. Wayne Graham in the RX-7 made a great call to start the race on intermediate groove tires, leading here again a 3:12 last time by, and actually pulling away a little bit now from Aaron Downey. We're still watching these guys who do have full wets on right now. Austin Snader in the 64 and Michael Heinzman in the 01. We'll see if they'll be able to pull up a little bit here. There's a 3:11 that time by for Wayne Graham. A driver up there is the 83 car of Samuel Halkias out of Westerville, Ohio, in the Triumph TR6, starting 10th, up to 3rd, and 3 seconds faster than our leaders.
Yeah, he's flying. You got to feel that he has some sort of rain tire on.
I think so.
Because we don't know all the time the guys that did this, but he must have done something because that car is working really well.
Here comes the 2 of Greg Ira from 7th spot in to put on wet tires as well. Now, here come our drivers. There's Snader. 3:14.2 in the wet. Still not enough to catch up to the leaders right now, as Halkias must have wets on. 3:08.23 for Samuel Halkias right now, leading here in the in the 3rd spot in the number 3, but putting on a charge.
Yeah, he's coming to the front really quickly, and let's see if he can get by anybody now that he's caught them, because that's the trick of catching him and getting by, but it doesn't seem to me he could be going this fast unless he had something on his intermediate. The same thing we think about Downey. We don't know what he's got on it, but he's going awfully fast up front.
It is full wet out there right now, too, Elliot. We're going to have some standing water pretty soon. There's a lot of water on this racetrack here. We're only 3 laps into this. This is going to be a long final race here, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about even possibly hitting that 40-minute window, but I would expect they'll probably just run it through to the end here right now.
Yeah, and, the thing here is that, a lot of guys are staying out because if you had anything that was working at all, because it takes so long to change it. To change this thing in 3 minutes is really tough to change the tires in 3 minutes. To go to a lap down and try and unlap yourself at this racetrack would be extremely difficult.
You know what? This is one of those times, too, where when I see weather like this, I start thinking about the SCCA corner workers out there with the rain gear on. I just love the fact that those guys are out there in the pouring rain, still hammering down, still taking care of us on the racetrack. It's one of the things I think about when I'm obviously out there on the rain. These guys are out there with us as well.
You do. You got to really thank them very, very much for being there, and then also wonder why. But it's great because, and I love the guys that go out there and work. Without them, we couldn't have a race, and they do such a good job, and you have to count on them. Oh, a little bit fast in there that time.
I think he's trying to do the inside-out line, but I'll tell you, it just seems like Downey can run almost anywhere in that Mazda. He's just all over him again. You can see he's trying to do the inside-out line. On the outside there for Graham coming up through Billy Mitchell Bend. Not a bad run through there for him, but Samuel Halkias continues to put a run on him here.
Yeah, Graham is struggling for grip. You can see it trying to get the power down. Now, the Triumph has caught up with him, but I don't know if he can get around. That 83 car seems to be hooked up really well right now, but to actually get by is where he's having struggle. Now, I don't know if he's going to be able to do this now. Now he's actually hasn't got them both together. This may be his shot to go by now.
Same thing goes for Graham, pulling away quite a bit, but here comes Halkias to the inside.
Halkias, I think he's not going to do it this time. Turn 3 might be a better place for him because it's not as big a braking area. And, right now, we're in lap 4. We're starting lap 5.
That's right.
Take your time,
yeah.
Man. There's a lot of time in this race. And get it done, and don't let anything happen.
Trouble a little bit there through 3 for Graham has allowed Downey to close right up and maybe get a run here. Graham's trying to use the outside of the racetrack and crisscross across the apex and keep it on the inside on the exit to get some power down. Obviously trying to stay away from the oil and rubber that gets laid down in the groove. But at this point here, it's impressive that Downey can go almost anywhere.
Downey's changing back and forth across the track and making it
Look at that
really hard
spray.
for Halkis.
Visibility so low here right now. See if any one of these drivers makes a mistake, they're going to find themselves off the racetrack. Now, is it something too as well? Would you stay away from the rumble strips here in the wet like that? They get slick.
Well, they do, but they're not too bad here. If you're going to use them, you could use them now. What
If
you
they're
want to
painted.
stay away from is the paint.
If the paint,
Yeah.
If they're painted, definitely stay away. That gets very, very slick here in the wet. These drivers all doing a pretty solid job here.
I'm not sure whether Downey actually knows that Halkis is behind him. The reason I say it, when you watch him run down the straight, he transferred from side to side to side. I don't think he was blocking. I think he was just looking for the best place to be, not knowing that he actually had a car beside him at some time.
Looking up to the inside here. Here's a pass for the lead of the carousel.
Oh, big
Look at these
slide.
guys on it. I love it. They're just trying to find the very edge of adhesion here, trying to lay down as much power as possible. Graham, the outside line, the EFR line out here is working.
Yeah, the outside line works through there. Now let's see if Downey actually tries that line later to see if it works for him, because it's actually a faster line. Maybe he can get a run and get some speed down the next straight.
Closing up on a much slower driver here right now. Everybody trying to tuck down to the inside as they work their way through the kink.
Boy, we can't see him.
Exactly.
But there's a lot of folks going really slow. These guys are actually turning very good times, way faster than anybody else on the track.
Austin Snader continuing to close himself up in a possible top 5 finish here. Remember, Snader would have started back in 17th based on his lap time, but they came in and before even going back out, put the wet weather tires on. He's up to 7th right now. 40 seconds off the pace, but turning times 5, 6, 7 seconds faster than anyone in front of him. In fact, last time by, he was 11 seconds faster than Kevin Lay in the number 97, who's obviously still trying to creep around on slicks here.
Yeah, it'd be really interesting.
Oh, yeah, we just got this shown here by Al Craighead. Jesse Prather, who's in 24th position, just turned a 3:03.50. He's 8 seconds faster than the leaders right now. So Prather, who came in to go to wet, still on the lead lap, but 2 minutes behind. I don't think it's going to be enough for him to close up, but maybe even a top 10.
But, if he's got tires that are really working and these guys aren't some sort of intermediate, there's more chance these guys are going to make a mistake.
That's true. And the fact that they're definitely racing hard up front here right now.
Yeah, and, something could happen any time, but whatever tire they got on, I don't know if any of these guys had full reins on or not, because when this race started, the full reins didn't seem like the correct choice.
I'll tell you what the correct choice was. It's for you and I not to race this weekend, to stay in here right now. Because if you look out on pit lane, these people are just holding on to their umbrellas because the wind is so hard right now. It is blowing like crazy out here. The rain coming down extremely hard here. What a rough way to end off this weekend. But these guys are still having a race, and they're doing a great job of it. A new leader now. Aaron Downey has gone into the lead. Halkias follows him
he's having
through.
trouble stopping the car right now. Got it woed
He
down.
gets her woed down in turn. It's way wide here.
But Graham didn't get it stopped as soon as he would have liked.
And here comes the new leader,
TR6
Sam
up the
Halkias. Halkias to the inside, coming up to turn 6.
Boy, we talked about old cars out there running. There's a TR6. It's been around forever, but still going very well, and made the right decision, it looks like. And Halkias good. Now, let's see if he can pull away, because we saw him turn really good lap times before he caught these guys. Let's see if he can go back and turn those times again.
Well, I think Graham's going to try him around the outside here in turn 8, and he's got him. He passed him on the outside of 8.
And that rain line is a good line.
Let's see if he follows it here. Let's see if he goes to the outside. He's tried the inside a couple times. A little further outside, but not all the way.
No,
If he finds some grip out there, maybe he'll get it. Now, he needs to be way outside there.
He's still inside. You need to be fast around there. It's a rim shot. Just stay way outside. But
Okay.
he got back to the lead again. You can't fight that deal. He's doing a great job. Boy, that little car is going good in the race.
We're going to stay on the Jesse Prather watch here, folks, as well. A 3:03 last time by. Of the 10 guys in front of him, he was 45 seconds faster per lap last time through. So Prather was 24th last time through. Boom, here he is. Prather already to the others, 12th. A 3:06. He's 6 seconds faster right now than the leaders with 8 laps remaining.
Boy,
He's coming on here.
Yeah, but he's still 2 minutes back. So
It's 48 seconds he could make up here before the end of this race. That would put him easily into the top 10 right now. All it takes is a couple of issues here. These guys to have some trouble with their intermediates. Jesse Prather is not out of the woods here.
But I think these two guys now, I think that both Downey and Halkis have picked up the pace since they got by Graham. Graham, I think, was holding them up a little bit, and they just couldn't find a way by.
They'll work their way up to the top of the hill here right now to come across start-finish. Here's Aaron Downey right across start-finish right now with Sam Halkis.
Yeah, see, they were being held up. So
yes, they were.
They're going. They must have full reins on, too.
306.55. Yeah, we're expecting possible full reins for both Downey and Halkis as they are turning great laps here right now. But let's see how far up Jesse Prather can get up here right now. Another driver we've been watching is Austin Snader in the number 64. They started with full wets. We know that because they stayed in pit lane. A 311.1 last time for Snader up into 6th spot. So he's only about 3 or 4 seconds behind Ken Shreve in the number 41. So Snader working his way into the top 5 too. But I think Prather is going to be tough here.
I think Graham is going to have to watch out for losing spots too, because his third is by no means safe, because he was 10 seconds a lap slower than Schmidt, who was behind him that last time out, and another 7 seconds slower than Snader right behind him. So he's got to have to work to keep that spot. Here we go, another shot right back up into 6th again.
Halkis goes down to the inside again here. They come up with some lap traffic side by side out of 6th. Halkis trying to hold that spot. He'll get a better run out of 6th there. Obviously not in the groove. Then they'll go down the inside of the lap car.
Oh, a jam car, just when you don't need one. But they got through him clean, and I think it was great that Downey actually gave him room. He didn't have to do that because he had the inside line at that time. I'm surprised Downey didn't go around the outside again where he did. Oh!
Spinner on the exit of turn number 8. That's the number 15 going around. Brian Hopp going around in turn number 8 there. Looking again, how far can Prather come up here this time, folks? Remember, he's much faster than anybody here. Here comes the 38. No, it's Kevin Lay in 8th spot, back past the line a little while ago. Expecting to see where Prather is. We're trying to watch everybody here. Here comes Prather actually working his way right now onto the start-finish straightaway. Our camera's getting a little clean, dirtied up, a little fogged up. Here comes Prather right now. He's going to come in 10th spot across the line here on lap number 6. He is 18 seconds faster than Gary Gist, and back by about 17 seconds. So you got to expect Prather make it to 9th on the next lap as we are 6 laps into this contest. What a challenge for these drivers here. They've had dry weather essentially all weekend long, or all week long, for the opportunity to get these cars ready. Here's the 34 here again of Jesse Prather.
He has a shot at getting up close to the top 5. I don't think he's going to catch anybody further up than that. Well, maybe. But,
reigning champion coming back here in the wet. He's really pushing hard here.
Boy, what tough conditions for these guys, especially the guys that didn't change. But you know, the crew is part of this race today for sure, not just car prep. How fast they changed the tires was big. We're sitting out here, folks, watching umbrellas turn inside out with this wind across in the pit lane.
It is now a very heavy rain. Prather continues to push hard here, just trying to keep that rear of that Miata underneath him as he works his way out of 5 and back up here to 6. You can see the rain here on our Speedcast TV coverage. And you get to see it right now because we are live for the first time in a long time. The SCCA National Championship Runoffs available live to viewers all over the world via the broadcast quality internet coverage we've got going here.
Halkis is doing a great job in this car. Downey, I'll tell you, Downey's done a great job in that RX-3. He's holding right there in that Mazda, doing a great job.
All right, folks, the rain continues to fall. We're 7 laps down, 6 more to go. We're still on Jesse Prather watches. He's trying to work his way back up here after changing tires, dropping all the way to 24th, 10th last time by the stripe. When we get back from this commercial break, we'll find out where Jesse Prather has worked here. He may be 9th, could even be 8th as he continues to work his way forward. This is the final race of the 46th annual SCCA National Championship Runoffs live on SpeedcastTV.com.
Psst. Kid, where you been?
Just got back from an SCCA event.
Really?
Yeah, SCCA has more than 2,000 events every year.
Serious?
Go to SCCA.com and find people in your area that drive fast and get their hands dirty. And you don't have to be a supercar to compete.
So I go to SCCA.com, sign up, and I can start competing?
It's that easy.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to what is now a very wet and soggy road America. Rob Howden alongside Elliott Forbes Robinson. And sorry to say, we're going to have to send John Bisignano back out into the hellstorm here, because he's going to have to talk to our top three drivers at the end of this one. Here's another driver with a late race move to the wets. They probably just decided, hey, you know what? I've had enough of slipping and sliding around. It is very wet here in our final race of the day, E-Production.
You know, when you stop this thing, it's probably one of those little arguments. The crew says, hey, you're doing okay, stay out. He says, I don't want to stay out. It's getting so nasty that it just gets hard to stay on the road, let alone try and go fast. You just got to work just to stay. And the car is slipping and sliding. And this track can get very wet. We're here in a GTP race back a ways, and we couldn't keep up with the pace car in the GTP car on rain tires.
Wow.
Because the tires are wide enough that they would still lift off the road, and guys were spinning out behind the pace car. It still gathers a little water on the road when you get a hard enough rain. It makes it very difficult, even on race tires.
Driver off at Cannon Corner. Get it back on there. Get through
Keep
there.
going,
Out,
yeah.
Oh, well done. Well done. That's number 75, Meredith Hopp out of Kansas, able to get back on track. Let's go back to our update for the Jesse Prather watch. He has worked his way up to 8th place. A 3:04.6, faster than the leaders. The fastest driver on the racetrack right now is going to grab, well, that's actually a slower car, I believe, that Jesse's going by here now, but Prather will go by up the top in turn number 6. Right now, Prather about 47 seconds behind Terry Jesk for 7th, but running about 14 seconds faster per lap, so that would be at least 3 laps for Prather to get up to Jesk.
But, you know, the way he's going, he could make that, and the next car in front of that is at a 26. So, you know, he's got a way to go here. The Snader up there is in the 9, so that's different. But Schmidt's at a 25, so pretty good chance he could fall back.
You know, we're watching there that the battle between Wayne Graham and John Schmidt. Graham able to get a little bit quicker. Here's Prather again in the number 34. Let's actually watch him real quickly. He knows that line. Look how far outside he is coming through.
Yeah,
the carousel, same thing. He was out there.
He's doing a good job sitting way outside in the carousel, coming down, flying through. Boy, he looks like he's going good. Coming through the kink and heading down towards Canada Corner.
Being told right now that John Schmidt may have just got a sound warning, actually. I'm not sure if he lost the exhaust off of that car here, but as you know, we do have sound, the sound recorders around the racetrack here, one on start-finish as well, so we'll have to see what happens here with John Schmidt in the 62. But right now, let's have a quick look at the top 10 as it sits here. They're starting to work their way across here right now. Samuel Helkias in the number 81 continues to set the pace right now, a 3:06 last time by. He's only got a second advantage right now over Aaron Downey, who is right there. That's your battle right now. These two drivers you're seeing on screen, first and second. Wayne Graham was in the hunt and led early in the number 9, but he has since fallen back about 33 seconds back in third spot. John Schmidt now runs in 4th. Austin Snader in 5th. Remember, Snader started from pit lane because they made a late move to the rain tire. He's up into 5th spot right now, running consistently at 3:18s. Kenneth Shreve in the number 41 runs in 6th. Terry Jesk 7th in the number 88. And he's now about 30 seconds ahead of Jesse Prather, who's about 17 seconds faster than per lap than him. So I got to think that Jesk is going to get attacked by Prather within the next couple of laps. Gary Gist in the number 50 in the 9th spot, and I believe it's going to be Kevin Lay coming across the line here at 10th. What a race for everybody here. We're losing a bit of our visibility here as well in the camera over in turn number 14 as we're trying to watch the number 83 of Samuel Helkias continue to work his way through here, because he's just having really a great race. Some comfortable laps right there in the 3:05s, 3:06s, 3:07s. Just turning great laps to lead here.
Yeah, the front two guys are, and he's done a great race to come up from where he was and take his time. He showed a lot of patience when he caught the faster cars up. Well, not faster cars, but the cars ahead of him. and showed patience to get by him. He didn't try and rush it in. He sat behind, watched them see what they're doing, waited to make the move. And when Graham had a little problem and he and Downey went by and then he raced Downey for position, he took his time and knew it was a long race, so he didn't try and make any stupid moves at the beginning. And it's paid off for him to put him up in the lead. He's not dropping Downey by much because Downey's just staying right there within a car length. So any mistake he makes, he still loses a position. So he's going to have to be careful. But great driving.
Halkias laid down a really good one there last time by, a 307.4 to Downey's 309.5. So he's actually opened up a little bit of a comfortable cushion here right now. 3 seconds now separate first and second. So Downey's going to have to step it up a little bit more. Here comes Wayne Graham as we watch him in the Mazda RX-7 go back into turn number 1. Benefiting from that windshield wiper a little bit, no doubt, as he works his way through there, gets back down the middle of the racetrack.
Graham doesn't look too comfortable right at the moment with his car. I don't know if
not pushed it too hard, that's for sure. Here's the 81 machine as well of William Albright. The RX-7 just cruising around here. She looks like one of the slower cars trying to go back around Graham here. One of the drivers he might have lapped, Rick Kavitsky. I think he's a little more aggressive than Downey is right now.
But he might have rain tires on it, and Downey has the intermediates.
True.
So, that may be what's happening there, that he's having a hard time with the slower cars, because the fact is they're on a better tire than he is now.
Yeah, despite the fact he's ahead by a full lap, they've come in and put those new tires on. They are going to be able to pull away from him here. Again, looking for Prather again this time. Bias. We've lost a driver actually, because Terry Jess just moved up a spot. I believe there's Kenneth. I think that was the guy that had some trouble. Kenneth Shreve in the. I'm going to find the number of his car here. Kenneth Shreve in the number 41 lost a spot to Terry Jesk, and Prather comes by now, just 7 seconds behind Shreve in the number 41.
Yeah, with the 302, so he's even picked it up some more. But it looks like Shreve is going to be in trouble the next lap because he is 24 seconds slower than Prather. But Prather looks like he's going to be catching Jesk this next lap by the way it looks right now.
We said there's a possibility, it's not quite really a possibility now, of being able to get in here.
But they're, it's so strange. You don't know who's on the slick. Well, I don't think anybody's much on slicks anymore. I think everybody's given that up and they're on ring.
I think a couple of guys may still be cruising around just to try to get to the end here without having to come in and get their guys to throw the wets on for a couple laps. We are 9 laps in. We got 4 laps to go here right now. Another sound warning, we're being told, for the car of John Schmidt as well in the number 62. Here's Prather working his way through turn number 5, and I believe he may have just got that spot there because I think that might have been Kenneth Shreve in the 41 who just overshot turn 5 in that Mazda RX-7. Here comes Prather up here right now, and that might have been Shreve right there, so Prather could find himself up into 6th or 7th spot now. What a great drive for Jesse Prather in the range. Really showing he's good at all. Driver off. Couple drivers off here.
Oh my. Pretty heavily in there too.
Couple drivers off, and that looks like to be the kink, I believe. EFR, I think that is the kink corner there, was where our cameras are shooting through the
Boy, if they
fence.
Go full course caution, there's only a few laps left.
3 laps to go
and
here.
That would put Prather up behind everybody if they decided to go full course. I hope they don't do that, but it could change the whole race if they do that.
Well, I got to think if they go full course, that's going to be the end of this one. John Schmidt in the number 62 getting a furrowed black there. I think they're still worried about him for sound here right now, so I'm not sure what it is with John Schmidt, but up front, Samuel Halkias leading here. It'll be 2 to go for him next time by. We're being told, as you saw from that shot, we have an incident, pretty hard incident over there in turn number 9, or whatever turn, over map out here. The kink.
The kink.
I guess that would be turn 12.
Yeah, 9 is right at the head of the carousel.
That's
there.
right.
It's
that's
9
right.
and 10 of
9,
the carousel.
10, 11,
so
and there you
right
go.
at the beginning of the carousel. So we'll see. That's where Halkias is coming up to right now.
Being told, Elliot, that both drivers out of their cars and they're okay after getting together in the kink. The one thing about doing it in the rain, you know you're going to be at a lot slower speed than you would be if you were at the full song. So both drivers out of their cars already over the kink, so I'm sure they'll try to see if we can't take this thing to the end here right now as Halkias continues to lead with just 2 laps remaining. Prather currently in the 6th position. We've been in the 7th spot right now. And he's only a second behind Terry Jesk and 14 seconds faster. Yeah. Right now, he's about 52 seconds off to Austin Snader, so I don't think it's going to happen. Prather's probably going to find himself up in 6th spot at the end of this one.
Yeah, it'll be tough to get any further up than that, but and it looks like Halkias has actually pulled out some more in Downey. It's up to 9 seconds about for the lead at the end of the last lap. Still going good, coming in.
Watching Halkias right now in the 83, being told that Aaron Downey has spun the car, but was able to continue on. So a minor miscue there for Aaron Downey. Luckily, he's got about 40-plus seconds out on Wayne Graham. So if he was able to continue, he'll have that spot and still be able to hold on to 2nd position here. As Halkias in the number 83, going to bring it back on the start-finish line. Here comes
Prather coming
Prather through 5, while Halkias is over at 14.
Yeah, that's a long way apart. But
looks like we're going to checker it here right now. We're being told we're going to get checker this time by.
There must be in our time.
Into the time window, folks. Checker flag going to fly this time by for Halkias. He's the winner, and he acknowledges it. Hand in the air, Sam Halkias. Look at the crew on the side there, loving it. He's got the hand in the air.
Not
what a great run for him.
And he's going to wear out the arm by the time he gets back. He's going crazy.
You know what? The one
great
thing,
drive.
That's great. One of the great things about a win in the rain, you know that you did it. You drove it. You know, the car's the car. You got the wets on, but man, you have got to drive it when you're in the wet.
And I'm glad Downey got the second. He did a heck of a drive in that Mazda. Sam is definitely excited about this deal, and should be, because it was a great drive. And you know what? They obviously made a good call at the beginning of this race, and I guess you could all call lucky call, good call, whatever you want to call it. It was great.
Maybe lucky. It's unlucky if you don't do it, but otherwise, they were sitting back in the trailer saying, "Hey, listen, we're looking at the weather. It's coming in right now. We got to go for this thing." And to see them make that move, I'm proud of them. That's a great call to be able to go to wets and to be able to start on wets and to win the whole thing.
No, it was a good call, good move.
71 there was just happy to get the heck across the line. He was pumping his fist as well here, just to get across the line here, I think.
To get through this race, it was just a challenge to finish this race. There's no doubt about it.
So Halkias is going to get the win. Aaron Downey in 2nd, Wayne Graham in 3rd, John Schmidt in 4th spot, Austin Snader in 5th. Remember, they started from pit lane after going to Rains when they saw it coming. And here comes
Prather.
I think he might have just got by Terry Jesk here on the final lap. So Prather will likely get up into 6th position here across the line. Good drive for Jesse Prather.
It's funny. It's going to be disappointing for him in some ways, because he's a guy that wanted to win this race and actually thought he had a really good shot at it, and he did. He's one of the favorites to do it. But coming out of the pits like that and changing the tires and going through all these people like he did, that is fun stuff.
It was fun, but you had a blast.
Yeah, it is.
He would have had a great race there. Had a lot of fun out there. There's your winner, the number 83 of Sam Halkias. Going to cruise here through the carousel. Corner workers all bundled together, waving their flags for the last time here.
And they are happy folks, because they get to go get that beer now and get into a dry spot.
That's right. Something warm to drink and then something cold to drink, no doubt. As always, we have our worker party at 5:30 this evening, where they'll get a chance to get themselves, get a little antifreeze in there to warm them up a little bit. And as always, I know that on behalf of Elliott, we do want to thank every one of the SCCA corner workers. Always great to have them here, and we couldn't do it without you guys, that's for sure.
Boy, and that is the truth. And they don't get the appreciation they should get, and you count on them so much, but at the same time, they're just somebody that's there, when you're out here, and the fans don't understand them or anything. They just figure that they're there. But they do a great job all the time, and couldn't be racing without them.
There's Sam Halkias in the number 83, the Triumph Spitfire, or rather the TR6. That'll be a fun little cool down lap for him as he's got the hand in the air, saying, man, you know what? I just won the national championship in the pouring rain. I had to keep this car on the racetrack. And he'll be thrilled for sure as he's working his way up here. A great run for Halkias in the number 83.
Yeah, that was just a super race. He doesn't care about the rain right now. It's not bothering
It's
him.
not even
It
not
doesn't
at all.
matter the temperature. It's just a perfect day. Look at the water running across the track down there.
Yeah.
Man.
And you know what? It looks like right now, I don't know how John Bizignano does it, EFR, but it looks like it may have stopped raining.
Yeah.
Right at the end of the race when he's got to go outside.
Yeah.
He must,
looks like it. Looks
he's
like
got some
it has
friends in high
stopped.
places, I
Yeah.
think.
Man.
All right, folks, we're going to go to break real quickly here, and on the other side, stick with us because John Bizignano is going to have a chat with our final champion here of this year's runoff, Samuel Halkias. Stay tuned. We'll be talking to him momentarily, live here on Speedcast TV.
Kid, where you been?
Just got back from an SCCA event.
Really?
Yeah, SCCA has more than 2,000 events every year.
Serious?
Go to SCCA.com and find people in your area that drive fast and get their hands dirty. And you don't have to be a supercar to compete.
So I go to SCCA.com, sign up, and I can start competing?
It's that easy.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Road America. Our final race of the 46th annual SCCA National Championship Runoffs is now in the books. E-Production. Every other race we had was in the dry, essentially the dry. E-Production, no, they had to slog it through a pretty nasty wet weekend here. We've got some dealings going down here on pit lane. We're going to get all our drivers, try to get the top three, I think, together here before we have a quick chat with Sam Halkias. Just a great run for him. You know, Elliot, we talked earlier in the weekend about the fact that running in the wet is kind of the great equalizer. You don't have to have the greatest car, but as long as you're driving and make the right choices on the track, you're good to go. He honestly did a fantastic job.
He did a fantastic job, and truthfully, according to the weather report we'd seen since the time I got here, it wasn't going to rain today.
No.
It was going to be good. Yesterday it was going to rain. Today was going to be a dry day all day, beautiful, warmest day of the week. And so, you know, these guys weren't really prepared for it, and all of a sudden this afternoon they had to get ready for it, and if they were going to change the car, just change the tires, whatever they're going to do, they had to do it then.
Well, folks, we are down on pit lane right now with your national champion in E-Production. Mr. Bizignano has our guy Samuel Halkias down on pit lane.
Hey guys, where's the celebration going on down here? We had a heck of a greeting. Tell me what you love, Sammy.
I waited so long for this. I took a gun to a knife fight today, but you know what? These guys put the tires on. I said, put them on, and I did, and we went and did it to them.
You bet you did.
Oh, my God.
Now they had to be full rains or intermediates.
Full rains, full wets.
And when did you make that decision?
About 2 minutes before we went off the grid.
So you made it back in the paddock.
These guys changed right here on the false grid.
On the false
On
grid.
the false grid. We give them dry tires, and they said, it's going to rain. Put them on. Jim put the radar. He said, it's going to rain. So we just put the reins on. I said, what the heck? The rain's fine, and it just poured.
Well, you certainly made the right choice.
After me.
All right, now, well, wait a minute, though. You still had to get by some other people
It was
with rain
tough.
tires
Well, it was
on.
definitely tough,
You
yeah.
had an open top. How much visibility did you have?
Pretty bad. Yeah, I had to wait till I see brake lights when I knew where to stop.
So, did you know where you were even on the track?
Oh, yeah. I just got confusing down towards 5 and towards Canada Corner, and the kink was real hard to see. Front straight couldn't see a thing until I put brake lights on. I could go so much deeper, so I couldn't tell if they were braking early or late. So I played it safe for a while. Once I got by, I legged it out.
All right, there were a couple times you weren't playing it very safe.
Lap traffic was tough. Got hit a couple times. The guys got a little, touchy out there, but I managed to save it and keep on going.
You going to be able to sleep tonight? I don't know, man.
No,
Listen,
not at all.
All I want to know is where you're partying, because I'm coming with you.
You're
guys.
coming with me, John.
All right. Congratulations,
Thank you.
buddy. Here's your gold medal. Let's hear it, guys. One more time.
You, Adrian!
I'll tell you. I know it's yeah, I know. Where's your crew, for heaven's sakes? All right. Aaron, what a great drive. I'll tell you, when you were battling there for first place, it looked like you could go anywhere on the track. Again, were you on full wets or intermediate?
I was on full wets.
And when did you make that decision?
About when we heard the 5-minute gun,
Okay.
we put on the full wets and we just went with it.
So when you got to the back of the track and you saw it rain coming down. You had a big smile.
I was ecstatic. Oh yeah, absolutely. And I couldn't tell what the other drivers in front of me had on, but Bracky ended up spinning, and then Prather ended up spinning on the first lap, and I just knew that if I had the right tires, I'd be up there.
Let me bring Wayne in here. You stay where you are. Wayne,
Hey, good job, buddy.
what's this side-by-side stuff in the wet through the carousel? What is that about?
Well, I'll tell you, I just found out that he had wets on, and at the last minute I put intermediates, and I didn't know both of these guys had wets, so I was going as hard as I could, and then when you pulled beside me and then pulled over, and then Halkias was there, I got a spray full of water, and I couldn't see anything, and I actually couldn't see 5. I pulled over, and I ran off the track and came back on. I could see nothing. So
I had the same experience.
yeah,
I was lucky. It was bad out there.
I don't know if you guys are so happy because you finished second or third, or that you're alive.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a ton of cars out there right now just torn apart. So yeah, it was tough conditions for sure.
But the decision was, I mean, you people were the ones that went out with some grooves in your tires.
yeah. And see, it doesn't rain in Southern California, but he's from Northern California, and he thought, I better put the reins on. And yeah, I had brand new ones ready to put on, and the last minute I said inners, and I was wrong.
Aaron, congratulations on your silver. And I'll tell you, Wayne, congratulations on a great third place. That was a great drive.
Very much. Thank you. Yeah.
I'll tell you, that was great. You know, when race first started, we heard he was on intermediates. We
Yeah.
thought, good move. Well,
A bunch of guys on full
around
wets.
him were on full reins, and they were a better move.
You know what the great thing there was? Yeah, it was wet here, but that's the kind of victory celebration I like to see at the end right there. Sammy Halkias was just so thrilled to have actually won one of these national championships. He's a look on his face. He was just absolutely pumped.
Absolutely.
Let's have a look at the unofficial results here, folks, as they end. We capped the race off on lap number 11, obviously running into the time window there. Sam Halkias, your winner, your national champion in this category. E-Production, the number 83. Aaron Downey ended up coming home in the second spot, the number 5. Wayne Graham, a good run on those intermediates, able to hold on still. Brings it into third spot. John Schmidt was 4th. Austin Snader was 5th. Jesse Prather, a great way to watch. It was fun to watch Prather work his way back through. He was 24th at one point. Worked his way all the way back to 6th position. A great run for Prather. Terry Jesk was 7th. Ken Shreve was 8th. Greg Ira was 9th. Gary Gist was 10th. Richard Kodrowski was 11th. And Greg Kasperzik rounding out your top 12.